Why is it the way it is? The Union Jack, or the Union flag, is a well-known flag, and one that is popular with vexillologists. That is, people who are interested in flags and flag design. Some people who are interested in flag design like to design variations on the Union Jack. I enjoy it, and maybe you do too. If we're going to design Union flag variants, we'll do well to understand the design of the original flag. This flag comes up a lot in flag design discussions for a lot of different reasons. I've mentioned that it's very popular. It's also an excellent example of various elements of flag design. It's a fine example of fimbriation. It's one of the better-known mashups. It has behind it centuries of history and tradition, as do the symbols that make up the flag. We'll just touch on the surface of these things, just enough for a good discussion of the design of the Union Jack. But it is worth digging deeper on your own into these topics and more. Even if you go no further than Wikipedia, you can learn a lot. A mashup is a flag made by combining two or more existing flags into a single new flag. The Union Jack is a mashup of the flags of England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, the countries that make up the United Kingdom. It might seem unfair today that Wales is not represented on the flag, but at the time the Union Jack was designed, Wales was part of England and therefore represented by the flag of England. Northern Ireland is described as a country and also as a province or region, which is part of the United Kingdom. St. Patrick's saltire represents Northern Ireland on the Union Jack. It has never been an official flag of Northern Ireland, however. A red saltire defacing a white field, that is, a red X-shaped cross on top of a white field or background, has been used to represent the island of Ireland and St. Patrick since the 1780s. That was in connection with the Order of St. Patrick, a British chivalric order established in 1783 by King George III. Most Irish nationalists reject its use to represent Ireland as a British invention. But it could be considered less contentious than other flags used to represent Northern Ireland. In any case, St. Patrick's saltire represents Northern Ireland on the Union Jack. The flag of Scotland features St. Andrew's Cross, or St. Andrew's saltire, and this flag represents Scotland on the Union Jack. St. George's Cross is featured on the flag of England, and it represents England on the Union Jack. Colors are of great importance on flags. St. George's Cross, as featured on the flag of England, is a red cross on white. A red cross on yellow is not the flag of England. Neither is a black cross on white. This may seem entirely obvious, but I'll continue. St. Andrew's saltire, as it appears on Scotland's flag, is a white saltire on blue. And St. Patrick's saltire, which represents Northern Ireland on the Union Jack, is a red saltire on white. I'll go a bit further. St. George's Cross has been red on white for centuries, in England and in other countries, and that's a lot of important tradition. As with most things, there are exceptions to be found. In spite of these exceptions, which are very few, St. George's Cross, in English tradition, is a red cross on white. I mentioned some controversy around St. Patrick's saltire. When it was chosen by the English to represent Ireland, there were those who said, "That looks like a saltire of St. Andrew. We've never used such a cross. On St. Patrick's Day, Irish people wear a cross pattee." I'm sure that's just the tip of the iceberg. However, the designers of the Union Jack set out to incorporate a specific flag, which is the red saltire on white. St. Andrew's Cross appears on many flags, and in many colors. St. Andrew seems to be the saint most strongly identified with the saltire. Some examples include the Cross of Burgundy, the flag of Alabama, and the flag of Amsterdam. However, St. Andrew's Cross, as it appears on the flag of Scotland, is a white saltire on blue, and that's how it would be represented on the Union flag. This was the flag of Great Britain from 1606 to 1801. This flag represented the United Kingdoms of England and Scotland. Northern Ireland was not featured on this flag. This is a mashup of two flags. The flag was designed by the English. We can assume that England was always going to be on top, as England was the dominant partner in this union. Thus, a red cross on white is placed on top of a white cross on blue. This flag almost designs itself. Why is the blue a different shade than the blue on the flag of Scotland? Historically, the colors used for the flag of Scotland ranged from sky blue to navy blue. This may have had something to do with inconsistencies of colors made from natural dyes. When Union flags were made in the 17th century, the dark blue may have been chosen due to the greater durability of darker dyes. In any case, this dark blue shade eventually became standard on Union flags, both at sea and on land. There was variation in the shade of blue used on flags of Scotland until 2003, when a committee of the Scottish Parliament met and recommended that the optimum shade of blue for the saltire be Pantone 300. Since then, most flags of Scotland use that color. I'll address the elements of the Union Jack in an order that best lets me demonstrate the decisions made in the design of the flag. We'll start with the blue background. To help address two important points, let's place St. Patrick's saltire onto this blue field. Fimbriation is the placement of small stripes of contrasting color between colors that don't have enough contrast. In heraldry, fimbriation is used to avoid violating the rule of tincture. The rule of tincture is one of the fundamental rules of heraldic design. Early flag design was heavily influenced by heraldic design. It's still a big influence today. According to the rule of tincture, color may not be placed on color, nor metal on metal. In vexillology today, the rule of tincture is more of a guideline. It isn't too hard to find examples of good flags that violate the rule. But fimbriation makes flags look better in many situations. St. Patrick's saltire, a red saltire, looks better when placed on blue with white fimbriation. There's another reason for the white outline around the red saltire. Colors are important, and in Britain, there's a long and deep tradition of saints being represented by both shapes and colors. The saltire of St. Patrick is a red saltire on a white field, not a red saltire on a blue field. In a mashup, like the Union Jack, we can keep that red saltire on white, as you can see here. One might be tempted to call this St. Patrick's saltire on top of St. Andrew's saltire, but this is actually St. Patrick's saltire with its white background. Scotland's flag, St. Andrew's saltire, still needs more representation on the flag than just a blue background. Without a white saltire, there is no St. Andrew. The designers solved this problem in a very clever way. They divided the flag into eighths, as shown here. Half of the flag has St. Patrick's saltire on white. The other half has St. Andrew's saltire on blue. The two halves together look like this. This solution for including both saltires is the most unique feature of the Union Jack. The rest is easy. We place the cross of St. George on top. Not just a red cross on white. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion of the design of the Union Jack. I hope it's been enlightening. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Any input you have, please post in the comments. To further illustrate a lot of the points made in this video, my next video will address designing variations on the Union flag. That'll reinforce the various design concepts discussed here and provide examples for working with them yourself. The most common design exercise involving this flag, by far, involves giving Wales representation on the flag. So look for that, and I'll see you then.